Hi, my name is Teeny.
And I'm Sade. Welcome to the No But Actually podcast.
And this is a podcast where we try and talk about uplifting, positive, and real conversations that everyone can relate to, and just provide a safe space so that we can kind of walk with each other in this season of transition.
You can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Make sure to like and subscribe.
And if you want to support us further, you can follow us on Instagram and TikTok.
So we're going to start this episode by doing our favorite top 3 kids that we enjoyed, shows that we enjoyed as a kid.
Okay. You want to start?
No.
We just got here, girl. Okay, I'll start. My top 3. Is it top 3 or top 5?
Top 3.
Okay, so top 3 kid shows. I would say The Rugrats was actually one of my favorite shows as a kid. I don't know why. But, like, in retrospect, the intro is kind of creepy and it's very like dim looking. But that show went off. Like,
It really did.
Like, I really enjoyed it. And actually, like, I just saw like on Instagram they did like a real life recreation of all the characters.
Really?
Yes.
I need to see
actually
that.
I'll send it to you. It was weird though because Tommy's head was backwards and I was just like, that's creepy. But sorry, this is a lot of information. But the Rugrats was definitely one of my favorites. And then another good one was Arthur.
Arthur was so wholesome.
And I say, hey, what a wonderful kind of day. And you learn to work and play and get along with each other.
That was a show.
It really was.
Were they rats? What were they again? I can't remember.
Arthur, I think Aardvark. Arthur was an Aardvark. Yeah. And then
that was a good show.
A rat.
Girl, I don't know. They just had those ears. So I'm like.
Yeah, there were some rabbits in there too. But yeah, so Arthur is another good one. And then what's another good show that I enjoyed when I was a child? It's probably something off of PBS. Wishbone.
Wishbone was so wholesome. And it taught you history. That was a really good show. Girl, we used to watch that at school.
Wishbone. Yeah.
That was my childhood.
Show.
That dog just used to do all the things.
He did. He was living his best life.
He really was.
He would disappear. They'd be like, Wishbone. And then he'd come back from whatever adventure he'd gone on.
I was just in 1954.
Right.
Oh my goodness. That was such a good show. Yes.
What about you? What are your...
Oh my goodness. Let's see. I would say I really liked Hey Arnold. I did. I loved Hey Arnold.
Yes.
That was my show.
I really enjoyed it.
It was good. It was wholesome.
It was. It was really good.
Yeah.
It's so interesting because like a lot of these shows, when you look back at them, they're like, these people are teaching us real life things.
They were real life lessons. Yes, they were.
I liked like the jazz music that he used to listen to.
Yes.
Arnold was deep.
And Grandpa, yeah.
Arnold was deep.
And then I think I also let me switch over to Disney Channel. I did like The Proud Family. I mean, that's I was a little bit older. It wasn't like a kid, but I liked The Proud Family a lot. And then I would say Dragon Tales. Dragon Tales used to go hard. PBS.
When I tell you Dragon Tales,
Dragon Tales,
come along, take my hand.
Let's all go to Dragonland.
That was really good. My like memory for Dragon Tales is like always on like a Thursday for whatever reason. We come home from school. And it like maybe rained outside or something like that. And it's like towards the end of the week. So, like whatever your parents cooked on the weekend is like starting to run out a little bit. And so like they're just they're cooking a new meal. And like, it's just like it's
a good feeling.
Yeah.
And like nostalgic.
It's very nostalgic. It's why Thursday's my favorite day of the week, actually.
Interesting. I do not like Thursdays, but that's really cool.
Like I love today. I'm so excited to like.
Today is a Thursday.
Yeah, it sure is a Thursday.
Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. Those are your top 3 shows.
Nice.
So
for today, our topic is, do you want to be a kid again? So,
Do you want to be a kid again?
yeah, I love the 90s. What?
Ooh, from that perspective,
Yeah.
actually, we were a
Latchkey
very,
kids.
yeah,
Like,
we were a particular time in history for sure. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I like the idea of the time that we grew up in, but I don't know if I want to be a kid again.
that is true. Hmm.
I don't know if I want to be a kid again. I'm one of those kids that like I wanted to grow up because I knew I wanted to grow up. Like
Yeah.
I haven't really wanted to be a kid again necessarily.
Like your own autonomy. Like,
Yeah, I really like
just had to do whatever your parents said.
but I also like I had strict parents, so I was always trying to leave
Yeah.
anyway. So
Yeah.
that could be it too.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I
So-
did have African parents.
Yeah, that makes a difference on your perspective of being a kid again.
Yeah.
Maybe if I was a kid and like could be like the kids were, then yeah.
Be an American kid.
I could
Not
be
an
an American
African kid in America.
What? Then maybe we could revisit the conversation. Maybe I can go back and
That's
be
funny.
like, actually, yes,
Mhm,
I want to be a kid again. But based on my current experiences, no, being an adult is. I'm not mad at it. Bills are a different conversation, but
Ooh, yeah. Some of the adult stuff are just oof.
adulting is it's a little ghetto. It's not what we were told it was gonna be, but
No,
it's a different conversation.
it is.
So, what did you do as a kid? What are your memories from childhood?
Childhood was fun. I
Yeah.
liked it. Like rode bikes around the neighborhood. I did so much stuff unsupervised and young that I'm just like, would I let my kid do that? Probably not.
Not in
Like
today's
I rode my
America.
bike to school,
Yeah,
to
no, I
school
didn't
and
do
home
that.
from school. I was a latchkey kid for the
Yeah.
most part. Like we just used to run the streets. I mean, in our suburban neighborhood, but you know what I mean. Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that I did not have that. We were not latchkey kids.
Oh yeah.
But my childhood, honestly, I spent a lot of time with like my family. Like I have a lot of cousins like that are extended siblings. So
Yeah, for sure.
if I wasn't home, I was at somebody's house.
Yes.
And we were always playing. And I was even at your house too.
We were very communal.
Yes.
Like,
Do you remember that time when Angie babysat us and we were supposed to like we all trying to like record us singing to different songs?
oh my gosh, we did that all. We used to make music videos all the time. Like I remember we did Alicia Keys Falling. Like we would try to learn the dances, like
Girl.
clap down and get your eagle on, girl.
We what were we doing?
Back when our knees used
when
to
we were-
knee, you know?
Man, we were Meg the Stallion before Meg the Stallion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I remember that day because it really exposed how much I don't know lyrics.
Oh my goodness, girl. You should just be saying stuff.
I felt so bad.
You
I was
should-
just
no,
like
let me
mumbling.
I used to listen to such horrible music. Like, girl, I told my mom one of my favorite songs was the thong song. You
told me that day.
See that thong. My African mom didn't even know what a thong was. She didn't even know what that was.
No, our time was so different. I remember I so badly wanted the Shaggy album when I was I was probably in 7th grade, maybe 6th or 7th grade. And I remember I told my uncle that I wanted it. And they were like,
Ma'am, you have no business listening to music like this. Like,
even though we were listening to it all the time, because I knew literally like 80% of that album already from parties that we
Yeah.
went to, from listening to it in somebody's car. I already knew all the songs.
It wasn't
so,
me, like the whole cheating song. Yeah.
And we knew all the words.
Oh,
back
for
then.
sure. For sure.
And she-
Oh, you know what used to be my other song? Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you. And
Why are we
me.
singing this?
5-year-old me. Let's talk about all the good things,
And
all the
the
bad things. What? Girl, why? You need to listen to a Christian station or
Not this. You're not,
Not
supposed to be talking
this.
about sex. at
girl, I
6
didn't even
years
know what
old.
it girl. I used to how my mom survived, I don't know. I told her one day I'm a pimp. She was like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "Yes, I am. I am a pimp." She's like, "Do you know what that means?" Yes. No, I don't. But yes, because I know everything. What do you mean? I am a pimp. What do you mean?
That's
And my brother was like, "That's
right.
not a good thing." I was like, "Yes, it is. Yes, it is."
No, you
50
did
Cent
not.
said it was a good thing, so how can it not be?
Our childhood, we
Girl.
We were exposed to a lot of things in retrospect that
Yeah.
I can't. I'm not a fan of Sexy Red, but I also can't judge Sexy Red because we were listening to just as ratchet
Yeah, for
music at
sure.
that
Like
time.
Trina, like,
Yes,
yeah.
Lil Kim.
Lil Kim, yeah.
We were
We used to
listening
sing
to
My Neck,
my
My
back.
Back.
Let me stop.
Let's
Let me
just
stop.
not do the rest of that song ever.
You saw me,
First, you gotta put your
right?
neck into it. Oh my
The life we
goodness.
lived as kids. I think about that innocence of childhood, and there is
Yeah,
an innocence to
there
that. Like, you just didn't know what you were
is.
doing. You're just saying
No,
things.
did not.
We were
And thought I knew
so,
everything.
man. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know a lot now.
Yes. What was school like for you?
Ooh. Uh, School was really fun. Oh my gosh. So for me, school in elementary school was like interesting because like I had like you're traveling with people together. So you like inherit
Hmm.
some people move, but you kind of have like the same cohort as you're going from like
Yes.
1 to 6th grade, and then you go to middle school. Middle
Hmm.
school was where I was wild.
Who wasn't? It's middle school.
I did not realize how wild it was. I feel like I lived like my high school years in middle school. Yes, I did. I
Mm.
remember one time there's this guy. It was actually so we had Spanish in 7th grade.
Hmm.
I'm so bad. I had taken Spanish since 7th grade all the way to college. Ask me if I'm fluent.
You did?
Yes.
Teeny, that's, yeah. Mm-mm.
It's really bad. But here's why I'm not fluent because
Yeah, we need an explanation.
because I was always skipping class. And so
This is new information. Hold
yes, I was
on.
always skipping class. And like
Girl,
we
where
had
was you
this lady
going?
to the roof of the building.
What? Hold on. I have not heard these stories.
What? It was me and this I'm let me not say names because
Yeah.
people know each other. But it was me and this other Mexican girl and this white boy, and we would always like get these pink hall passes and keep them from whichever teacher gave it to us before. And we'd be like, oh,
Mm.
we need to go to the bathroom, or like sometimes we just sneak out the door and then we just roam the hallways. And I remember because he was this crazy white boy, he wanted to jump off the building with his skateboard. I don't know what I don't even remember why he wanted to do this. I
Yeah.
don't know why, but I'm pretty sure he jumped off the building. I don't even know. I don't know how. I don't know why, but we made it to the top of the building. This is in middle school.
Yeah. Wow. Just doing stuff.
We were just doing stuff.
Doing
That's why I was
stuff.
just like, middle school for me was like, I
Yeah.
don't think I could have ever done something like that in high school.
Yeah, no.
There's too much tracking going on. But also in high school, like I got put into like advanced classes. So like I actually had
Hmm.
to care
You
about my
got
homework.
together.
What I had
Hmm.
to. I didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
So middle school is like my last time to like just not care or not
Yeah.
have the
So
freedom
much
of school.
pressure of like, oh,
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
college is coming up next.
I
Yeah.
had that pressure in middle school. But yeah, I had some very, very interesting experiences middle
Nice.
school. Yeah.
So let me see. School for me,
Hmm.
elementary school was fun. I
Yeah.
really enjoyed it. I feel like I had a close group of friends, like you said, that
Hmm.
even followed me all the way up to high school, which
Yeah.
I felt like was really cool. In middle school, I was in band,
Oh,
played
that's
the clarinet.
right.
It was fun. I enjoyed
Hmm.
it, going to games, stuff like that. It
Yeah.
was a good experience. High school was really fun. It was fun. But kind of towards the end of high school, I feel like I just kind of was like, I think I'm kind of over this. Like, I just kind of
Hmm.
outgrew it. So I
Yeah.
graduated a little bit early, but I enjoyed it. I feel like I had a pretty diverse group of
Yeah.
friends. Like, I hung out with like all the races, and I
Hmm.
went to a diverse school as well. So I think that made me also really enjoy my experience.
It's good.
Hmm.
Yeah. School. Yeah. School was school.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. So, growing up, would you say that it was safe or safer than it is now? What are your thoughts on that?
This is a really good question because I think about like when I was growing up, um, I always remember my grandma would say like we couldn't go outside or like run around by ourselves because people would steal us. I was like, okay. So I had that mentality very early, and I never stopped to consider maybe she was scaring us. But then in retrospect, we grew up in a time where you did see kids on milk cartons and stuff. And like whenever you get like the newspaper or like the whatever they send to your house, like they have those pictures like, have you seen this person? So they've had those for years, but I don't think that the registering like whether or not it was like unsafe outside was as big as it is now, where like there's a lot more conversation about like be
For
careful,
sure.
like people are getting sex trafficked, like the details of what is actually happening I think has been more apparent. And now that you know like what's actually happening, the awareness of the lack of safety is different versus
For sure.
kids just disappearing, nobody knows what's happening to them.
Correct,
It's
yeah.
kind of a different perspective. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I feel like
I agree. I think it was more ignorance is bliss.
yeah,
It wasn't like
yeah,
less stuff was necessarily happening, but like you said, I don't think we knew the details and were
yeah,
as, conscious or as aware, or, you know.
yeah,
And social media, like when I grew up, like
yeah,
that's whenever cell phones became
yeah,
like
we didn't,
popular, internet, having
right,
a personal computer in your home,
that
dial up,
we
MySpace,
no, we are a different breed because think
projects on
about
flash
that.
drives, on floppy disk. I used
We
to turn
had
in my
floppy
projects on floppy
disks.
disk. Like I would bring the floppy disk to
Yes.
school and be like, my
Do you know
project is
people
on
don't even
here.
know what that symbol means anymore? The save button
Wow.
on the computer is a floppy disk, but people
Sure
don't even know what that
is.
is.
Sure is. That's crazy.
Right?
We used to have, what is it called? Like that thing that would light up and you display it on a screen and the teacher would write
Oh,
on
a
it.
projector.
A projector. That's how I grew up doing my math problems, either on
A
the
projector. I
chalkboard.
haven't seen one of those in
Yeah.
years.
Yeah. We didn't
Wow.
have like iPads, all like everything was by hand writing.
Yeah.
Like
And so our
it's
awareness is
just,
very different because you're so
yeah.
right. We didn't have the understanding of what was even happening outside like
No,
that.
like I
Because
knew
we
what
would
was happening in
still,
my neighborhood, and like I remember like 9/11 and stuff, like the teachers had to like come tell us our pay, like it wasn't
yeah.
like people had phones getting notifications. Like this is back in the day.
Right. And
Like,
now if something happens,
oh, you're gonna know in seconds. Yeah.
everyone's gonna know. No, because that part, when I think about it, so I didn't have aim like that, but like listening to other people's conversations about like, you can
Yeah.
just meet
Talking to
anybody.
predators. Yeah. They'll be like age, sex, location, ASL. Girl, I'd be like, I'm 16, 12-year-old self lying, talking to old people. Ooh, Lord.
Just in
Because they had chat
retrospect,
rooms and stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
The access that we had, that's also just like the time that we grew up in is so crazy because like now is when they have all the documentaries warning people, don't do this,
I
don't do
know
that.
the Nickelodeon documentary too. Like, oh my goodness, that
Man,
kind of just like tarnished my childhood a little bit for me
absolutely.
because that's really sad. Like,
Absolutely. But it makes sense. Like in retrospect, there's certain things that looking back, I'm just like, yo, no, this was dark. Like these are
yeah,
the content here is actually not uplifting. This is a little weird. But
yeah,
okay. Yeah, I don't know how to process that part of my life yet.
yeah.
Just realizing like the things that were going on. But have you watched the documentary?
I have not.
Okay.
Have you?
Nope.
I just saw little clips and heard like,
Nope.
and I used to like Drake and Josh too.
And yeah.
Yeah, so
No, can't do it just yet because
Degrassi, they had some good
man,
shows though.
yeah. That's a whole. That was like I was gonna say because I feel like I grew up a lot on Nickelodeon and Cartoon Network more so than Disney, and like Disney came later for me, like when I was like a little older. But yeah, I used to like a lot of Nickelodeon, and then like Nick at Night,
Nick at Night,
and watch
yes.
Lucy
The
and the
Cosby
Cosby Show,
Show.
and like all the stuff. Leave It to Beaver was on there at
Oh
some
my
point. The Wonder
goodness.
Years. Do you remember the Wonder
Oh, I never
Years?
watched that.
I used to watch the Wonder Years. Yeah.
I saw it on Netflix though, so I think I'm gonna go back and watch.
Yeah, it might be. They have two now. There's the old one that they did back then, and then they
there's like a
redid it.
reboot. That makes sense because I was like, this was looking kind of modern, but
They rebooted it, but they did a black family for the reboot. The original one was a white family.
got it.
Yeah,
That makes sense.
and then Cartoon Network. I used to watch. Oh my gosh. Samurai Jack, like late at night. They're like all these cartoons, like what was it called? Adult Swim.
Adult Swim,
Yeah, Adult
South
Swim.
Park. Was that on Adult Swim?
It might have been.
What was
It
shows?
might
I
have
remember that
been.
so much, but I can't remember what shows were on there. Like Beavis and
Yeah.
Butthead, those type of shows? Or
It
no,
might
am
have
I
been, yeah,
thinking the
yeah. No, no,
wrong?
no.
Okay.
It's like it's definitely those type of shows, but I don't know if they were on.
Daria.
Yes,
Daria was a
Daria.
show.
Was Daria on?
I don't know. Adult Swim sounds so familiar, but I don't think I
Yeah,
know.
Adult Swim, and it like changed because like oh my gosh, and I'm going into a whole different place right now. For those who know, you know, but on Cartoon Network after hours, they had Adult Swim, but they also had this like different segment called Oh Canada, and it'll just have like this weird like random cartoons that were Canadian, and it was very interesting. But that's how you knew you were up late because
Yeah, you're
this
watching shows from another country. Yeah.
it's a whole different type of thing. But Adult Swim, I remember there was a show called Space Ghost Coast to Coast, and it was this very interesting talk show, but it was a cartoon, and this is man from outer space. It was a lot. I watched a lot of weird things as a child.
I know,
In
I
retrospect,
see.
I'm trying to understand like
But
what
there was
they're-
a lot of weird shows, I feel like.
that's what I'm saying. I don't know what they were doing to us as kids
Yeah.
because the content is not giving childhood content.
It's just giving cartoon, but not talking about
But that
childlike
part,
things.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then on Disney, what did you watch on Disney?
Disney, I watched Lizzie McGuire's show.
I forgot about Lizzie McGuire.
Even Steven. What else
These
did I
are good
watch?
shows.
There's lots of good shows. I told you, Proud Family was my show.
Yeah,
They had really good movies. Like, there was like this one skateboarding movie, like Brink or something. I can't remember. And then they had the best movies.
they did
Like,
actually, and they had like the little
yeah.
Mickey Mouse thing that popped up and people jumping.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, this is like a side
Oh
note.
my
But did you
goodness.
see? There's this thing on Instagram. The internet is ruthless. So you know. Kendrick Lamar did Not Like Us, right? The song, and people have been dancing to it. So there's a clip of Omarion dancing to it, and he's like doing all his little moves
Oh, I
and stuff
actually
like
saw
that.
that video, yeah.
Tell me why? No, Shade. Tell me why they took Omarion dancing and put it on.
Oh, the Disney. Oh,
They
no.
made it go up.
Oh, my goodness.
And I was like, why are you guys like this? That man was in peace in his own house.
Okay, and y'all already made him.
Remade him in a whole different place. I was like, you know what? The internet remains undefeated yet again.
Of course,
And so,
always.
Yeah. So that was, yeah, Disney was good.
Nice. How about toys?
Ooh, as a kid, I liked playing with Barbie dolls, I feel like. But the doll I actually enjoyed playing with a lot was like, I don't know if you remember these, but like they made Barbies, but they made them like these fairy ones that had wings. And then you put them like on these little spinner things.
Yes,
And you pull it and it like
and it spins
spins.
around. Yes.
I had one of those.
Oh my
And that's
goodness, I
like,
do remember those. Wow,
that's
what
like
a
the one-
throwback.
Man, I was like, that just like popped into my head when you said toys. Like that's why I
Yes.
remember that toy for sure.
Oh my goodness, yes.
I'm trying to think, what else did we play with?
I liked outdoor toys. Like, we had a trampoline.
Ooh, you
Loved
guys
it.
did have a trampoline.
It was lit.
I feel like I was scared of trampolines for a little while.
Yeah, we definitely did get hurt. And neighbors, and because when you have a trampoline, everybody want to come to your house and stuff like that. Yep, we did get hurt.
Yeah.
And we did used to like put on the sprinkler. We used to just make water games. Yeah, girl. We used to
You
be
put on
doing-
the sprinkler on a trampoline?
Yeah, girl, fun.
That sounds like danger.
It was very much dangerous. Girl, riding bikes, riding scooters,
Scooters.
skip it. Like, I
Oh,
loved outdoor
yeah.
stuff. Like,
Oh, I was afraid of those things. I was going to bust my knee.
no, getting hurt was very much a part of our childhood. Yeah.
I didn't like it.
Bop It,
Oh, yeah.
Monopoly.
You know, I've never played a Monopoly as a board
Really?
game.
Mancala.
I remember Mancala.
Played that. I feel like we played lots of board games, like Clue and stuff
Yeah.
like that. We have lots of board games.
Yeah.
Go Fish, like card
Cards.
games.
Do you remember Speed?
Speed. Yes, that was a really fun game.
Speed.
Yeah.
And then, Speed was one. And then what was the other one? We played Speed. It was like two games that we would always play like competitively.
Yes.
But Speed was one of them.
Ooh, and then video games. We had Nintendo 64.
Yes.
Used to
Game
play,
Boys.
Game Boys. Yep. Used to play like Mario.
Yeah. I remember
Sonic.
it was my brothers because I didn't have one, but my brothers had Game Boys and they had Crash Bandicoot. They've had Sonic, and they have Pokemon.
Ooh, Pokemon
And,
cards.
man,
And trading them. And
what?
oh my gosh.
That was an interesting era.
It
And I
really
was really
was.
surprised when it like looped back. 'Cause I was
Yeah,
like, why are
and
we
then there was
still
like the
playing?
Pokemon game on your phone and you would
I
go
was really
places. Yeah.
surprised because they had like,
Pokemon, yeah. That just, it never dies, apparently.
which is weird. I remember like I think with the game came like the CD, so it like had like all the songs that like for the show, which is weird because I didn't even realize that the show had a lot of songs, but they had a CD. I remember because my brothers had it, and I was just like, yeah, we listened to it on my Walkman.
On my Walkman. Oh my gosh. How about an iPod? MP3 players.
The young kids don't know.
They don't know. I
iPods.
used to have cassette tapes.
Yeah.
I had CDs in my car. I feel like it wasn't even that long ago.
Not
That's
that
what
long ago.
shows my age. I used
I
to have like a
know.
little CD case and be like, free LW.
What? Do you remember
Destiny's
burning
Child.
CDs? That was my middle
Burning
school.
CDs. Ooh,
I
and then
had
somebody bring you a
homegirl.
fire CD. Ooh.
I would be like, hey sis, I can slide her $5, and she would make me a CD with all these different songs on them.
Yes. Oh, burning CDs.
Yeah,
That was
a
oh,
time in
yeah.
history.
It
We don't even
was.
use that anymore.
No, now
Y'all
it's
don't know
Spotify.
about Lime. We have Spotify.
LimeWire. Ooh, the illegal downloading of music.
That's what I'm saying.
I think it was all illegal. I don't think
all
I
of it was illegal. All of it. I don't know anybody that downloaded music legally.
No.
Where would you don't even know where to go download music
Sure
legally.
don't. Sure do not.
Was it Napster?
You had to pay on there?
Maybe.
You see?
That's why we say
Yeah, if you had to
LimeWire.
pay, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, right? Our childhood was very interesting because like we're still kids. Like that was my middle school, so I was in like 7th grade. I remember because I paid this girl $5 for a CD.
Oh yeah, girl, I have I used to still put like CDs in my car all the way
Yeah.
up to like almost college
Yeah, actually.
because I think I would still have CDs until like, and then there's a time where I think you can like plug in like a USB drive
Yes.
and then it kind of transitioned into
Exactly.
like,
That's
yeah.
true. And people will get like the new implanted ones. Where
Yes,
it
we
had,
can
like, the
change your
USB.
radios. Remember how people's radios used to get? Remember systems when people used to have the bass in the back of their cars?
Man.
I remember Chris had a system. What are we doing? Why is this so big and so heavy? Just using up gas and just waking up the whole neighborhood.
The time that we lived in is something else.
And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, your system."
Now when I hear it, I get so
Oh
angry.
no, why? No.
Because I was like, if I'm
It's
irritated
irritating.
outside.
Oh, I know my parents were like, what is wrong with this generation? Like, what are they thinking?
How were those people?
Yeah, where everything is too loud. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Girl,
yet.
every day I'm just like, I am getting older.
I don't like that. I'm trying to be young. Forever young.
Girl, I told you I just learned what
25.
type shit means like 2 days ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why do people keep saying that every 2 seconds? What does that mean? Google type shit. Gen Z, I think. Like, what?
It's so funny. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the times, they're changing.
Yeah.
They're changing. So, what would you say looks different about childhood today, and in what ways are kids missing out? And what could we have benefited from the way things are today?
I honestly, even though I love social media, I hate it
Yeah.
for kids. I do.
I agree.
Like, I lived outside. I knew how to hold a conversation with people. I knew, like, like we interacted more with people and
Yes.
with nature. Like, I don't think I was vitamin D deficient. I lived outside. Even when it rained, I
Yeah.
still played outside in the rain. Like, childhood was spent outside,
Outside,
and with
yeah.
people, not like on a screen.
You learn how to
know?
play.
Yeah, you learn how to be creative, how to play, how to make things shake. Like, and now I feel like, I don't know if you saw where this guy made a punishment to his son, like going outside, where he was like, go outside. And he's like, what am I going to do out there? Yes, girl. Like, how is it a punishment to go outside?
What?
Yes, girl. He
Do you
was
know
like,
how
go
many adults
outside
are
for
like-
30 minutes. Like,
They like
go.
flee work to go outside.
Yes, girl.
That's
like,
so interesting.
mm-hmm.
That's really interesting. I would say, I was gonna say something because I was thinking like we the social media. That's what I was gonna say. Did you like there? I was listening to something and I was talking about how there's no room for like teen, like preteens or tweens anymore in the market. Like, remember when we were younger, we had like all these stores that were like for preteens, like Limited To, and like all those places. All those stores are like pretty much, you don't see those in the mall anymore.
That's true.
There's no space for it, and so kids are forced to grow up really fast.
That's sad.
And it's because of what they're seeing on social media.
True.
And like even the whole prom conversation.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't feel like in our time like prom was like that big of a deal, or like the emphasis on it was the same. But now like
it's a whole
prom
production.
is like basically your sweet 16.
Yeah.
And that used to be like a thing, and it's not so much anymore.
Yeah.
And so like all those things I think are a product of like the way social media has like influenced and the access to social media.
Yes. And then to people's self-esteem and the comparison
and the bullying
and
that's
the
happening
bullying
too.
and,
like our bullying is nothing in compared to what these
and
kids
if
are
somebody's
doing.
bullying you at your school, okay, but whenever like
no one
thousands
knows.
of people are bullying you online and you don't like
there's
pressure.
no teacher intervention. At least at school, a teacher, somebody gonna
right, a friend or somebody gonna pull through. But
even the janitor
somebody
come help you.
Yeah.
Online there's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
It makes me sad. Like, you know, I mean, it has its pros because also I feel like now kids are more global. Like they know what's happening in different countries with different cultures. I feel like they're more not just so stuck on their small mindedness. Like I feel like this Generation Z, at least from what I'm seeing, and even Alpha, like they're more open-minded, open to different cultures, understand different cultures. Now it's cool to be African. When I was a kid, it was not cool to be African. You're an African booty scratcher.
And now everyone listens to Afro beats and eats jollof rice.
I love Wizkid and Tems.
Do you know I saw this man making jollof rice and he was not African?
Yes, girl. I'm not surprised.
He was probably from New Hampshire.
Not New Hampshire. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But yeah,
so that's a plus.
That is a plus about like the exposure for sure. But yeah, I would definitely say
the exposure is good and bad.
Exactly. Kids, their childhood looks very different than ours did. And so, yeah. Well, want to add anything else?
I think that was good.
Well, guys, we would love to hear your feedback on any of the things that we talked about. We want to interact with you guys. So let us know what you think in the comments. And that's it for us. Thanks for listening.
See you next time.
Bye.